Welcome back to the comic book collection updates. Man, look, we broke it. We had to start something new because it was only going to be four comics, and I was like, I can do five. So started something new, and but it's a short series, and it's Rogue Storm. We also have Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe. We have Captain America, Our Secret War. Uh, we have Godzilla escape the Deadzone, and the ending of Krypto, the last dog Krypton. So hope y'all are ready for this week. Okay, Rogue Storm issue 1. Now, I don't know, this might be a limited series with just like 3 issues. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying I think it is. That's why I picked it up. I only have 4 comics I needed, but 4 comics I needed to pick up that was like continuing story, and I was like, let me pick a new one. And then I looked this one up, and it looked like it was like a limited series. So I was like, yeah, let me pick up Rogue Storm. But anyway, Rogue Storm is basically Storm just out the blue went in rage and basically started destroying the earth or whatever like that. Like, that's a quick summary. I don't have the comic right there in front of me. I read it earlier today, and I'm just not able to record it. And basically, yeah, Storm basically just was a protector, but then became just mad, and just started to destroy. And she has storm guards and everything. She in the Sahara Desert, and it's snowing, all kind of, like, it's weird. Like, Atlanta's dried up and destroyed. Other places just dried up. Some places that was not dried up, it just full of snow and everything like that. So Rogue and a group of others are like going after her, and it's not like the full X-Men stuff. It's not Uncanny X-Men, and this is after basically what it is. I think this is the Age of Revelations or something like that. That's going on. These issues, this series of all kind of comics, and Rogue Storm is just a little part of it. And basically, there's time skips and years, and basically there's 2 rogues, a green and a red, and we following the red rogue, because the red rogue is basically a clone of the is just a clone, and she do not have the powers of rogue. But I think it's 5 years before of Revelations, the Age of Revelations. No, is it 2 or 5? I think it's 2. And her and Storm became best friends, and Storm gave her like brass knuckles or gauntlets or something like that was made out of her goddess armor. So when she fights, she have the abilities to like handle people, like she don't have to even throw her best punch, and it does so much damage. And you see that in this issue. So 5 years of the Age of Revelations, you know, you see that Rogue is now out there trying to kill her best friend. They went to a fortress, Storm's fortress, and they destroyed the guards just to get to it. And all the people that was like, basically, these are not just like all kind of X-Men or all kind of whatever Marvel villain, like all Marvel heroes. These are like some villains and stuff like that that's in the series. And it's like small names. Like I said, I don't have the comic in front of me, but this is just a quick summary. That's why I go check out Rogue Storm. So they destroy like the Storm guards and stuff like that, in which those were like some heavy hitters. They was doing some damage. They even killed somebody. They killed I don't know what his name, Warp or Gateway. They killed Gateway, and so they can't get away from the situation. But they destroy them, and it ends off there. And then you go 10 years after Age of Revolutions or whatever like that, and Storm is still alive, and she's attacking like some underwater stuff. So some underwater civilians, because like she went to Nigeria, she's in Nigeria, she's riding on a hippo, and she went underwater. She went go fight these underwater creatures and stuff like that. It seems like this is like Namor's people, but I'm not going to quote that or anything like that. But she killed them, and she's looking for the people that try to take her life. And it's like, and it ends off saying talking about Rogue Storm and her allies are uncanny X-Men will regret going after trying to take Storm's life. So basically, they must have failed, and Storm's coming to get back. So we'll find out more on the second issue. But that was just a quick little summary of something without the book in front of me. Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe. Issue 4, bruh. This is fire. So X-Men shows up to Wakanda. They talk. They meet with Captain Marvel, all kind of other people that was there who already fought Godzilla, and they basically are this basically explaining and describing. Basically, like, we have something to fight against him because of the moment. We have we know a certain type of vibranium that can help out in this fight, and we made something. So, with that being said, let's get into it. They said during the little conversation that Namor had got in contact with Godzilla. You don't see this on the screen or in the pages, but you just hear it. Like, you hear it in dialogue. And Godzilla's showing up to Wakanda, on the shores of Wakanda, and fighting. He begins fight with the Hulk. The Hulk was giving it to him, and it wasn't that, like, it was a nice little scuffle till, like, Godzilla bit into the Hulk and then blast a beam inside the Hulk, basically frying his inside. Now, I know if you watch Death Battle Cast, there's like, man, there's no way he can beat the Hulk. And I think this is just a version of the Hulk that's supposed to lose. Don't really pay too much into it. This is just a mashup, like a collab. So this ain't really something serious to be like, oh, he'll never whatever whatever. This is just a nice little story. And the reason why I was laughing, because there's like certain things that's just funny, but there's something I like most is that, so Godzilla whoops the Hulk, even though the Hulk was giving it to Godzilla for a good little bit, used a hammer, used a axe, and basically, once Godzilla bit into the Hulk and threw his beam, it fried the Hulk insides, which is crazy. If you know, you know. Like, yeah, we know, but it's not brilliant. But anyway, the Hulk was done. The Hulk grew in size to fight Godzilla too. So the Hulk was done, but Namor pulls up saying, "Hey, bro, you destroyed Atlantis, and you think I'm dead? Nah, bro, you about to regret that." So he got this giant crustacean. Let me just say that because it's like lobster, crab, whatever like that. Comes to help him fight, and Godzilla was distracted by that. When Namor sees the Hulk was there and was defeated, he grabbed the Hulk, and the Hulk was like, "Namor, Hulk's friend," and he's like, "Yes, I'm your friend. You and I are defenders. You shall not die today." And if you see the thing and you know about Bruce Banner, the Hulk, and everything they go through, you understand, like, that is a serious moment that, like, in a lot of fights, in a lot of situations. I don't know about most of the Hulk's comic, but that is something nice to see, because the Hulk just want to be like, it's a child inside of them that just want to be nourished and stuff like that and treated with care. So it was like seeing that little situation was like, dang, that's pretty tight. But he flew off to get the Hulk and Bruce Banner away from Godzilla. Namor took him away, but T'Challa, the Black Panther, he knew that the Hulk and anything that was in would not be able to, like, hold off Godzilla for long. So let's go to basically back to T'Challa, Black Panther, X-Men, and all the others. So he was leading everybody got led somewhere. They show it off, like, off the pages and stuff, but you see him get Cyclops and take him to a certain area, and Cyclops was like, "Bro, this looked like a cage," and he was like, "You know what it do, but it's no cage for you." And when he put the Cyclops in there, Cyclops realized, man, this looks like the ins like my visors, like the ruby little visor like he had. It looks like that, and he's like, "Oh, I get what you need. I get what you're doing." So Cyclops charges up like his eyes, and while the Hulk was fighting and everything, all the fighting was happening, he charged it up, and like once it was ready, he shot it out. Basically, Cyclops is the power source for a mech, and I'm. This is why I laughed. This mech is basically is just basically how can I explain it? It's Voltron. Like that's all. It's just basically Voltron. It's not Voltron itself. It's just basically Voltron. And the reason why I say that is because X Men, Strange, uh, other people, like just other characters, are all piloting it in different parts. So yeah, and if you know about or basically like a Megadroid, Megazord, and stuff like that, Megazoid. So yeah, so that's what I said. I laughed at that. But one of the best things at the end was like, "Hey, after this, I don't know if y'all want to stick around." This is Doctor Strange talking. I don't know if y'all want to stick around, but Gormammu, he's pretty angry with us, and somebody had to remind him, like, who does that? That reminded him talking about, nah, man, he angry with you. Oh, War Machine, he's angry with you. So yeah, that was the end. But you see them ready to fight in a mech to fight against Godzilla. This mech is probably made out of the special vibranium. So can't wait until issue 5, man. This is. I think it's going to be concluded on issue 5. I'm not pretty sure. Like I said from the first, like from one of the other ones, comics. Don't quote me on that. Captain America, Our Secret War. I think that's what this series is called, and this is issue number 4. And yeah, Our Secret War part. This is issue 4, and I just gotta say, Colt Colton, you're my cap. You're my cap, and I'm gonna be real with you because Steve is probably the ideal of what y'all think everything is, but Colton is really what we are, what us as human are, is, and how I probably am. And actually, even though I say like the things I know, he probably would have killed some people I knew. But anyway, yeah, I remember when Colton on the last issue killed, like basically beat the shit out of one of his teammate, one of his comrades. Well, thing is, it was like recorded by civilian footage, and basically they were saying he can't be a public size Captain America. He's gonna have to do covert ops and deep in the jungle missions. That was his choice. That's why he's on the mission that he's on now. So we go to basically present day, and Doom is about to kill the terrorist group, the revolution group, and he's about to kill Marcus Wolf. That's the leader of the revolution group. But Captain America steps in, and he scraps it out with Doom and two Doom bots. And while he's scrapping with them, Colton and two other people are basically going after the last part of it. There's 3 hostages. He's going after the last 3. They're going after the last 3, and they was outnumbered until one of the eight. There was one of the agents that's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get on this roof, and I'm gonna snipe him out." He's She sniped him out, kills him. They go in the building. Doom and Captain America, Steve Rogers, he's still fighting Doom. They just show a clip of that. But Colton, he goes into the room, he finds the hostages, and when he finds them, he's telling them, he asks, "You American? If so, um, what do we need to? We need to get y'all out here." And the hostage was like, "My name's this, and this is like it's him and his daughter." Well, Colton was like, all right, we need to get you out. And then all of a sudden, one of the agents that's with Colton stabs the hostage. And then there's a huge truth that come out. They are basically, America did an American thing, and they paid and helped Doom get into power to overthrow the government of the government and stuff like that. And now that they now that everything going on now, like Doom had basically double crossed them, so they just want they America just want their payback and erase any evidence, and the evidence is the people in assembly. So the people that they came to rescue, it didn't matter. They was going to kill them anyway, so it doesn't. So when they was about to kill the little girl, the embassy, the guy's daughter, Colton stepped in and to protect. He took out one of the other agents, and the daughter went go running, and the other female. What's this other agent's name? Because it's a female, but she has a name. Slate. Slate basically chases after the little girl, and then Rogers got convinced Doctor Doom to give him a one-on-one fight without the robots to make a point to his people, and Doom took it. Doom was attacking him and killed some of his people, but it is what it is. But Slate basically outsmarted Colton, tripped him up, and chased after the girl again. And Doom was outpowered, basically telling Roger that, look, bro, you're basically a perfected human from back in the day. I'm the protected. I'm a perfected human of nowadays. And when doing that, he grabs Doom grabs Captain America Rogers, and basically was about to give him a finishing blow, and Roger used this thing that Reed Richards gave him to shock and turn down Doom's armor, and then Captain Rogers beat the shit out of him, and basically the people seeing that Rogers was able to beat him, so they was like, we can overthrow him, and the people just started throwing a rock and overthrow and basically saying, Doom, get out of here, and the Doombots take uh take Doctor Doom away. So when Rogers radio Colt throws his shield to stop Slate from killing the little girl, and it landed. But the thing is that Colt basically beat Slate to death, or beat Slate badly. And while Rogers was trying to get in contact with him, Slate was telling him, "We're the bad guys. We gotta. I'm tired of being the bad guys. We gotta stop this. I'm not going back to America. We gotta kill them all." And that's basically what you see. You see Colt in the eyes, red eyes, and he's like, man, he's tired of the secret stuff of you know of what America's doing in the background, that's making us look like this. Like I said, this whole series for of the Captain America, Our Secret War, is basically underlining like America look good, but America is not what. And even Steve Rogers is questioning America, but he kept his faith and beat Doom and helping Latveria, probably do a revolution against him. But Col- Colton might be one that's actually like, no, it goes deeper than this, and I want to stop it. And I'm gonna say this, Colton, you're my cap, because I'm not gonna lie to you. It, there's so much I can say about America and what they do in the background for a lot of things. And if you don't understand, like, yeah, it's good to live here, but if you know certain things that they did, a lot of problems that we have in house and stuff we have out in other countries is America's fault. And it's the government, and there's stuff that they don't want to tell us, and that need to come to light, and we need justice, and we never get that justice because it was the government. What were we gonna do? Overthrow the government? Like, bruh, no. But at the same time, we can arrest these people that actually sit up there and caused harm to their own people. Man, Godzilla escaped the dead zone. We were with the stranger, and he took the kids, and the kids are named Runt and Grass Eater. The boys Runt, the girls Grass Eater. Make this quick. They escape. They run through the dead zone or whatever the place is, and they realize that where they at is very dangerous. He's trying, but he stops to turn back to regular size, and the kids are telling him, "Hey, we need to keep running, turn back big, and keep going." He said he can't. But he's trying to figure out, he's trying to catch his breath and hear the story about them. So they start telling him the story and say, bro, this this story is going to be long. So if something happened, it's on you. And well, they're explaining that they are chosen to basically bring on basically like destruction or peace to humanity because of the church and whatever like that. And that's basically the sum of the story. And when it was like, and while they was explaining the story, a spider type kaiju came through and attacked. And then he fights against it. They're just watching, and they're like, "Man, you think he's gonna win?" And I was like, "We'll see." And when he was the stranger was about to lose, they stepped in, and the spider kaiju stopped, and they was like, "We told you we're special, and we're about to show you how." He runt calmed the beast, and then went inside of him and been part of the spider kaiju, and they used the spider type kaiju to move along and get some distance away from the church. They got to a cave, and he did, Runt descended from out of it, and when they do that, that's basically the spider died. So they are able to jump into kaiju's and control them. And the thing is about them is that when they leave out, they sometimes kill them, but not most of the time. But the thing is that I'm thinking that they want to the church want to use them to get into Godzilla to do something. But when the stranger met them, you find out they was explaining that when they met, they were just having an argument, and Grass Eater said she could have won if you didn't distract her. So just to throw that out there, that whole kaiju fight beforehand was just basically them just having an argument and them settling it in kaiju's. It's like attack, and it's like some Attack on Titan type stuff, like where they're like in the back of the neck of it. So they're in the cave and they're just saying, introducing themselves and basically saying like, they just want to escape to the dead zone. That's it. But then Godzilla shows up and he's just off in the distance, and Runt is showing that he is basically talking about what the churches preaches and showing how he's merciless and peaceful at the same time. And he's just sitting up there just bowing down, and like Grassie's are like, she don't know, she's like questioning some of the stuff, but she's just looking at all like it is Godzilla. But the stranger, he have rage because he know Godzilla took his whole life, beforehand, home, and he didn't want to say it, but I think like a wife or something like that. But it ends off basically there of them just saying like, you know they just want to escape the dead zone, and the kids want the stranger to know, you're not going to be our scaly father. Just get us from the dead zone. That's really it. But somewhat in some conversations, they was wondering like, I wonder if he's so cool. They was like, he's so cool. I wonder if he would be like a father figure for a while for them. So it's up in the air how they really feel about him. All right, Krypto, the last dog of Krypton, issue 5 is actually the last one of the issue, and it ends out good. He finds Clark, and how it goes is that he's just running around doing mind his own business. Then he hears like a situation going on, so he goes there. And when he gets there, he's seen a family getting held by gunpoint. He stops that, Well, they shoot at him. The bullet drops, bounces off of him. He was about to attack the person until he had a flashback of the Brainiac and the Brainiac killing the other dog, and he went after that person who was about to use the laser beam and bite the robber. Well, it was a she, and it was someone getting strong armed to about sell their land, and she was about to get bit until he stopped and realized he didn't want to kill nobody, and she punched him, and like he bounced off, like he got away from her, and she was like, "Yeah, you lost your nerves," and then she realized, "I just broke my hand. How that happened?" And then boom, the family, the dad came, hit the woman inside the head, and his wife said, "Go call the cops." The kid started playing with the dog, and he realized, "Hey, are you Superboy's dog?" And the dog started sniffing around and realized he knows this scent that was here. So he flies off, and they was like, "Yeah, go home, Super Dog. Go back to Superboy." And he flies, and he lands in on a farm, and he jumps on a man and start licking him. And he was like, "You know what? We taking strays, so we'll take you. I think you might be welcome here." And he goes, brings the dog to the house, and open the door, and like his wife opened the door, and goes, he flies all the way upstairs and jumps on a kid, and the kid ends up being Clark. And basically, he finds Kyle, well, Superman, well, Superboy at the time, and they are now together. And basically, he, Superman puts a cape on him, and they go play in their little outfits, in the Superboy outfit, and, and Krypto plays with his cape. But they said this day was like, some reason somehow I think this dog is yours, or this dog remembers you from when you was back in there. So it might not be, we don't understand it, but I think this might be it. And they were like, hold on. They went back to the spaceship that Clark was in, and they found something, and they gave it to him, and they must like Superman's parent must have put Crypto's little thing in there, tag up in there, just for him, if they'll find him, because they knew he was getting shipped somewhere like that to Earth. So that might have been happened. So they found each other, and it becomes a happy ending. It was a really quick, short little comic. Gives you a happy ending. You want to, because even in the comic they even says something about a lost dog. The world ain't good to a lost dog. It treats him rough. So, and that's what's something that was said. So after all those issues and Krypto being lost and everything like that, well, him finding Clark, it works out. It works out.